Hello students. So let's begin with the new chapter, chapter number 1 of your textbook, that is crop production and management. So in this chapter we will see how crops are produced on a very large scale and its proper management. So let's begin with the chapter crop production and management. So all living organisms, they need food for producing energy, and this energy is then utilized by the organism for various purposes like for digestion, for respiration, for excretion. So all living organisms, they need food. Since we all need food, so food, it has to be produced on a very large scale, right, to feed such a huge population of our country. Now you must be knowing that plants, they can make their own food by the process of photosynthesis. But what about animals like us, including humans? So we depend directly or indirectly on plant for our food. So this food, it has to be produced on a very large scale to feed such a large number of population in our country, right? Now earlier, till 10,000 BC, people, they were traveling in group in search of food, shelter, and they obtained raw fruits, vegetables and hunted animals. So it was difficult for them to gather food, to travel and then gather food. So to solve this problem, they started cultivating land and started producing crops like rice, wheat, and this gave the rise to the term agriculture. Now what is crop? When plants of same kind are cultivated at one place on a very large scale, it is called a crop. For example, wheat crop. So when I say crop, we are cultivating a particular same kind of crop on a very large scale. So here in this case, suppose if I am growing wheat on a very large scale, I will call it as wheat crop. This will be called as crop when we cultivate the same kind of crop at a very large scale. Now what is agriculture? The practice of farming and cultivation of crop is called as agriculture. So agriculture, you can simply say farming and cultivation of crop. Next is classification of crops. So we all know that India is a very big country. So here from region to region we can find different climatic conditions like different temperature, humidity and rainfall. So since different crops need different climatic condition for their growth, we can find different varieties of crop from region to region. So based on the basis of season, we can classify crops into two main cropping patterns, that is Kharif crops and Rabi crops. So here we are classifying the crops on the basis of season. We got Kharif crops and Rabi crops. So the crops which are sown in rainy seasons, that is from June to September, are called Kharif crops. So here we will be sowing this crop in the season, in rainy season, that is from June to September, and they will be called as Kharif crop. Examples will include paddy, maize, soybean, groundnut, cotton, etc. Now when I say Rabi crops, these crops are sown in winter season, that is from October to March, and these are called as Rabi crops. For example, wheat, gram, pea, mustard, linseed, etc. These are Rabi crops. So in Kharif crops, we are sowing the seeds in rainy seasons, that is from June to September, and in Rabi crops, we are sowing in winter season, that is from October to March. So this difference you need to understand it. Now beside these two cropping patterns, at many places pulses and vegetables are also grown during summer season. Students, one thing you should know here, we have seen paddies, these crops are grown in rainy season. So that's why paddy, they cannot be grown in winter season. Paddy requires a lot of water, so it is grown only in rainy season. So these are Kharif crops. The paddy crop will be a Kharif crop. Students, these two Kharif and Rabi crops, these are very important. You need to understand this properly.